I have the same issues with this one as I had when I first watched Scream 5. They falsely marketed Scream 5 in my opinion, trying to build it up like we know the killer already, and then they build up certain things in this movie too. Both films included references to Stu being alive. This one heavily involved references to Stu being alive, with them talking about the TV and if he's actually dead, and then also showing a police suspect board with a question mark near a picture of him. The film's killer also leads a trail of clues going back through the movies up to the original. I thought Stu was going to be in it and he wasn't, but I really hope they are building up to him cause it would bring so much hype to the franchise. I still very much enjoyed this movie as I got over the whole Stu issue being overtaken by new cast killers when I watched the fifth movie. I thought it was very entertaining with how brutal it was. The twist and connection to the fifth one was good too. The two sisters are great performers, so they made the film enjoyable too. Gail wasn't in it too much and I thought she was going to die, leaving Sydney to be the final girl in the final movie. The new cast took over this movie, which wasn't a bad thing, but neglected old members that are present in that world. The film being set in New York was very cool and felt like a whole bigger world than a small town, added to how open the world was to this franchise. The opening was also very unique, so I liked that. I thought nobody was safe in the film due to how they were coming across with this ghost face. He just seemed so uncaring and brutal in how he goes about his business. It's a solid horror movie and an addition to the franchise. However, I really hope they are building up to Stu with these hints, making for a big epic finale movie. If they did that with the scale and budget with this one, then it would be perfect. Never thought I'd see another Scream movie after Wes Craven's passing, but here we are with the second film since, and I gotta say, it was better when Wes was alive. Now, I'm not saying this isn't a competent film. It very much is and is enjoyable through most of the runtime, dodgy acting aside, which was also a problem in number 5. But this new team can't come up with a good twist to save their lives. Saw the ending coming a mile away, same as the last one, and when it hits, you can't help but to feel let down. The logic that you have to throw out the window to believe this one is, well, illogical. I will say that the film is better than the previous one. There are no unimaginable deaths, like a 17-year-old, 5-foot-tall, skinny high school girl lifting a man twice her size. Thank goodness for that, because that is still hard to swallow for me. All the puzzle pieces fall into place quite nicely here. It's just fairly unbelievable that the new crew, including an old crew member, now FBI agent Kirby, had zero info on the culprits and had no idea about their intertwined past with the new crew. Kinda ridiculous. Other than that, it was a decent entry in what I hope is a dying franchise. This film just proved to me that there is not a whole lot left to do with the story, and they are starting to slip when it comes to motives for their plotline. That and no Sidney Prescott is kind of a deal breaker. Even a cameo would have been nice, but we got nothing. 2.5 butcher knives out of 5.